All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, you're doing well and you're ready for a full and fun day of gameplay streams here on Twitch. I hope so. As you can hear, I am feeling a lot better. My throat swelling has gone down significantly in the last couple of days. So, almost 100%. I would say not 100% yet, but almost 100% again with the throat. Sucked the last few days with these allergies. In fact, I was sitting here doing stuff on pre-stream with the people in chat, and I started sneezing. And I'm like, oh my god, man. Sneezing like crazy. So, it is what it is. I told you guys it was allergies. Hilarious that some people want to joke about, oh, he probably has coronavirus. Like, I'm pretty sure that there's no symptom of coronavirus that's sneezing and having a swollen throat. They're way more serious symptoms than that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to be fighting through this probably for weeks. You know, this is what happens every spring. I get attacked by these allergies, and just so happened the other morning was really bad. If it does get any worse, I do have medicine. I took medicine a couple days ago, and it made my sinuses, go down with the swelling. But I'm sounding better today. Okay, so that's good. That's very good. And hopefully you guys are ready for a full day of fun streams. What are we doing today? Let's talk a little bit. First of all, Nioh 2, continuing on, because we're alternating between Final Fantasy 7 and Nioh 2 these days. And we are actually starting up at a pretty exciting part of the game because we finished last stream right outside of a boss room. Like, we're walking right into a boss fight today. Yeah, and if you remember, what happened was there was basically Nobunaga was betrayed by the people below him who were working for him. And so we're rushing to try to save him. That's what we're doing in this stage. So I'm curious, who will the boss be? Will the boss be someone who was previously one of our allies, perhaps? We're gonna find out. That's the first thing we're doing, in the Nioh 2 stream today. Okay? So, we'll see where it takes us. Typically, a Nioh 2 stream usually covers at least one major story mission, if not two, plus a bunch of side questing and the like, so we'll see. Now, I haven't really asked anyone recently how far I am into the game, but I'd be curious for those who've played Nioh 2, if you know how far into it I am. I know at one point people were saying I wasn't even halfway through, but that was a couple streams ago. So maybe at this point we've passed the halfway point. Maybe we're heading into like the final third of the game. I guess we'll see. But, I'm curious if anyone actually has any solid info on that they could share. So, my friends, yes, that is the deal for today. Nioh 2 on the main stream. Later tonight, it's a nice, chill stream of Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Okay? Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. We've been questing a lot in that game recently. And apparently what we found out on the last stream was that they think I'm some kind of chosen one. Some kind of almost like Messiah. Who's, I guess, a once in a generation or lifetime thing, and I guess what they want me to do is go somewhere and talk to some people about it and see what they recommend. So I don't really know much else about that because that's kind of where we ended last time. So I guess we'll see tonight. Shit. Some people are saying you can't judge. I could be halfway. I could be less. What? Less than halfway through the game of Nioh 2. Are you crazy? Guys, alright. I'm sorry, I have a hard time believing that, and here's why, alright? Here's why. My Nioh 2 playthrough, as of today, alright, before we even play a single piece of gameplay today, alright, is 36 parts long. Now, each part is at least an hour long. Some of those parts are an hour and a half long. So, let's say out of every third part there's an extra half hour. That's like another extra 6 hours of gameplay. So really right now I'm over 40 hours of gameplay. Over 40 hours into Nioh 2. And you're telling me I'm like not even halfway through? I don't believe that. I really don't. I think that's bullshit. I really do. I'm sorry, but unless this is the absolute longest Soulsborne style game in human history, I do not believe that this is true. There's no way that this game is going to be 90 to 100 hours long. That's nuts. I get the feeling, more than likely, I'm probably more than halfway through the story. And, oh, here you go. UFO ate my cat says there's 7 regions and I'm in region 4. If that's the case, then I believe we're at the end of region 4. So we're probably today, more than likely, we'll finish up at region 4 and head into like region 5. So there you go. Right. So maybe I'm like about 2/3 through it then, if that's the case. So I guess we'll see. But anyway, getting back to the subject. Tonight, it's Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. It's chill gameplay. It should be fun. Last couple of streams saw major advancement in the game. So that's what we'll focus on tonight. Just keep going on with the story, unless, people have other suggestions of interesting side quests or other things that I should be doing. But I think I'm just going to kind of be focusing in on, the story. If you remember at the end of the last stream, I was trying to level my healing magic. Because I'm trying to get it consistent enough that every time I heal, it actually works. Or at least almost every time I heal. Because the thing is, I'm going to need it to save my life, So we'll probably have a mix of just chilling and trying to level some magic while also advancing the quest tonight. Okay? Fair enough. All right, tomorrow, Sunday, we will return back to Final Fantasy VII. All right, we'll continue on. Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're currently in Wall Market, which, in my opinion, it's actually designed pretty well. I actually like it. It's pretty vibrant and interesting. Although, admittedly, it's kind of weird because all the people in Wall Market look like they're spring breakers down on a beach, rather than a bunch of, like, low-life criminals who will slit your throat for a nickel, which is how it's supposed to be. So, a little weird there. But, so far, Wall Market's been interesting. We're actually heading into an enemy gauntlet, apparently, to earn enough money to buy a dress, to dress up Aerith so she can get into Don Corneo's mansion and we can save Tifa. And, yes, there's some cringeworthy stuff coming up. Next time I play tomorrow. So that'll be an interesting stream tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow night, it'll be more Animal Crossing New Horizons. After paying off more than half of the loan on my house to expand it, we'll see how things go. Probably just be trying to raise more money, quite frankly, because it seems like that's my goal these days, is raise more bells to pay off that loan so we can advance with the game. So, and then on Monday, more Nioh 2 and my weekly Minecraft chill stream. Now, for those of you who've been screaming for me to go to the Nether, Monday is your day, folks, because on Monday, I believe the goal is to create the Nether portal shortcut so that I no longer have to travel across the entirety of the map to get from point A to point B, but instead I can just casually cruise through the Nether and use that as a way to get across the entire map, right? So we'll see how that goes on Monday. We shall see. But I'm excited for that, and we'll see, how it goes. How it turns out. All right. Then on Tuesday, Tuesday's my day off for the week. My typical day where I run errands and the like, and spend some time with my wife. But on Wednesday, I'll be back with more Final Fantasy and Call of Duty Warzone. Thursday, more Nioh 2 and more Animal Crossing. And then this Friday, okay, guys? So this Friday coming up, new game playthrough. Now the question is, what game will it be? Because I'm really leaving this in your power, depending on your feedback over the course of this coming week, okay? So the options are as thus, okay? Either, hold on a second. Either I could start up Banjo-Tooie, which is the first of 2 Viewer's Choice games that I'll be playing over the next, month to 2 months. Or we can start Trials of Mana, which is the modern remake of Secret of Mana 3, a game that never was released for English-speaking audiences. And that's a new release this week. It's actually coming out Tuesday. So I'm going to leave the power in your hands to decide, would you rather see Banjo-Tooie come into the mix of my main gameplay streams, or would you rather see Trials of Mana? Okay? So think about it and give me your feedback. I'm, debating either one, and either one I think would be good for the streams variety-wise. So let's see what happens, all right? And then one of those games will start up on Friday. And then, of course, what it'll be is a balance between Final Fantasy VII and Nioh 2 and whatever game I start with all the chill streams at night. All right? Now, there's still much more to come on the streams soon. Okay? First of all, more than likely, I'm going to squeeze in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered's campaign at some point. That's a quick one. It's a cheap one. It's not a big deal. I'll be able to beat it within 1 to 2 streams, and it could be good for variety. So I'm probably going to be squeezing that in at some point coming up in the next few weeks, probably into early May. Once I wrap up, okay, one of the games that I'm playing right now, whether it's Final Fantasy VII or Nioh 2, whichever one finishes first will be replaced by whatever game I didn't play between Banjo-Tooie and Trials of Mana. All right? So that game will make it in there at some point. Now, long term, okay, some things that I'm planning on doing. First of all, the second viewer's choice game is Fire Emblem Three Houses. All right? That, yes, is going to be played. Absolutely. But we have to get through the stuff that I'm doing now first before we start up yet another new playthrough and, yes, another RPG. Because if you really think about it, Final Fantasy VII is an action-based RPG, but it's definitely an RPG. Trials of Mana is definitely going to be an RPG. And now, can you imagine me trying to do Fire Emblem at the same time? Like, that's nuts. Okay? So, no, I definitely can't play all of those at once. So, we shall see what happens, but that's definitely coming. That's on the horizon. Okay? The end of this month is Streets of Rage 4. I am interested in that. I may be doing a co-op beat-em-up playthrough with someone of Streets of Rage 4. Okay? Amongst other things. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. There's many other things that I'm considering and planning on doing for the streams, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. All right? You know, at some point, I would like to bring back the Mega Man Zero collection and keep playing Mega Man Zero 3, which I started and didn't get too far in, but I'd like to play a little of that and keep going. So, you know, at some point, we will get back to all this stuff, okay? All right, good stuff. So anyway, I hope all that sounds good. Hope you guys are excited for the streams coming up. I'm actually going to turn on my air conditioner now because... Turn it to low, though. There we go, because I had it on high fan. I'll turn it to low. Because the office is about 80 degrees now, and it's getting very hot in here. So this is good that I have the air conditioner installed. Another reason why I think things should be better, you know, moving forward with the streams. Hopefully, you know, this will allow me to not have issues with my allergies and everything. So, all right. So anyway, that's the plans. That's the streams coming up shortly. Before we even get to, the plug segment, I would like to say thank you guys so much for so much support recently. You know, I don't know what triggered it, but you guys have been so overwhelmingly positive and supported on my streams recently, and I really do appreciate it. You guys have been amazing. Last night in particular, last night's Street Fighter stream, probably the most supportive Street Fighter stream I've ever had. Like, it was insane. Everything. Subscriptions, cheering, tips, everything was off the charts. I was like, I don't know what is, you know, causing this, but you guys have been so positively supportive, and I'm so appreciative of that. So thank you guys so much for all the support recently. It's helping tremendously. So thank you, and thank you again. You know, for all of that. Of course, now everyone's spamming the vest emote in the chat. Yes, perhaps the fact that I put on the vest as the reward for when we hit the tips goal could be a genuine reason why we're hitting the tips goal. Now, 36 straight streams. That's nuts. That's 3 weeks of streaming for me that we've been hitting the tips goal. And, you know, it shows no signs of stopping, although certainly I'm not getting, like, big-headed about it. I keep telling you guys, I expect that every stream it's going to end. I really don't suspect that the tips goal is going to continue. I think at any moment we could have a stream where it ends, and there's nothing you could do about it, you know. And I certainly wouldn't be upset because you've had so much support in the last few weeks. I mean, why on earth would I be upset if the vest streak ended, right? But it is what it is. It continues. So thank you guys for that. And by the way, you know, we talked about this already. I am thinking about other things we can do. Like right now I just have the vest, but once things get back to normal around here, meaning whenever the restrictions are lifted and we're actually able to go back out of our homes to do normal stuff again, I may look to get a different vest so that way we can alternate vests or have different levels of vests. I know how silly that sounds, but see, people love this vest so much for whatever reason. And last night, if you can believe it, we doubled the tips goal. And because we did, I wore the gunner glasses for the last, half an hour of my Street Fighter stream. And people were like, what's that? Like, yeah, that's the double tips goal, but we almost never do that. So, FYI, that is still in effect. If we do double the tips goal, the gunner glasses go on. But I think it's pretty silly. I do. I think the whole thing is silly. At the same time, I'm incredibly grateful, so I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about my own success. That would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? So thank you guys again for all of your support recently. So amazing, so positive. Let's see if we can continue the vest streak today. All right, we'll see how it goes. All right. So, that being said, let's now move on to... Oh, by the way, yeah, that's funny. Some people have been saying, are you going to sell replica vests that we can buy? And some people are like, can you make a t-shirt that looks like you're wearing a vest? And I'm like, well, realistically, no. I don't have a way to resell vests, nor do I think that... I suggested this. I said, if anyone wants to try to make a t-shirt for Teespring that looks like a vest, go for it, and I would consider using it. But at the same time, someone actually said yesterday, I think it was Golden Colds, he's like, I looked at it, and, with the criteria that Teespring has, chances are any vest shirt would look terrible. Like, it wouldn't look good at all. So, maybe instead of the vest shirt, maybe it could be like me with the vest on or something, on a shirt. I don't know. But anyway, you guys seem to love it. So, you guys seem to love it. So, let's see if we can continue it. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 11 awesome years that you've allowed me to be a content creator here on the internet. On a daily basis, sharing my gameplay experiences with all of you. Having a ball doing it. I love it. Okay, gaming is my hobby for my entire life as well as my job. Although I certainly never intended to do this for a living. I realize I'm one of the luckiest people because I get to do what I love as my job. And how many people actually get to say that? Not many. And I know that. I know how incredibly lucky I am, and I am grateful for the fact that you guys give me that opportunity to come to stream and share my daily gameplay experiences with all of you. I love that, okay? Now, that being said, I'm also incredibly grateful that I'm able to continue to do this during a time, of worldwide strife. We're all in a very panicked way right now because of what's going on in the world, and I'm happy to be able to put out these streams uninterrupted for all of you guys to give you a place to relax and unwind and have a good time and forget about all that crap going on. That's really what I feel the purpose of my streams are. And the fact that I'm able to provide that service to you, I'm grateful for that. And I hope that you guys know how happy and grateful I am to be here every day with you guys, okay? So I am here 6 days a week, full-time streaming, all right? If you're not here for the streams, you can always get caught up by heading over to DSPGaming on YouTube and watching all of the archives of my ongoing game playthroughs. All right? So if you like that, if you like the streams, if you like the fact that I'm here so much and I'm so consistent and that I archive all the stuff on YouTube, and you want to support the streams, please consider contributing in one of the methods I'm about to outline because in the modern day here, I'm a full-time streamer. It's not like it used to be with YouTube. It's not about YouTube views and ad revenue. It's about crowdfunding during the live streams. You guys supporting me during the streams is how I make a living and how I'm able to continue doing this, okay? So by all means, please consider contributing. But before I even mention a single way that you can contribute, all right, please understand that contributions are not mandatory, nor are they expected on my streams. I am streaming here live on twitch.tv. And it is a free service to watch. You are not obligated to contribute in any way, shape, or form. I'm perfectly happy to share my hobby with you and have social interaction with you on a daily basis. The truth of the matter is, I made YouTube videos of gameplay for 2.5 years before I ever monetized a single one of them. And I only monetized them because I had to because I lost my office job. Okay, I didn't intend to do this for a living. If I ever lost my ability to do this for a living, then I would still attempt to continue to stream you know, albeit in a very reduced capacity from how much I do today. But I would definitely try to continue to stream because I absolutely love this. I love the interactions we have. It's a very positive experience. It's very fun to share gameplay with all of you and hang out with you every day. And I hope you guys know that, how much I appreciate that. And thank you. Thank you for that opportunity, okay? So that being said, all right, please don't feel pressured to contribute if you cannot. Please do not feel like the odd man out just because you're not able to say, you know, contribute in any way. That's not the case. I'm perfectly happy to just hang out with you. That's the whole point of the stream. But by all means, if you enjoy the streams, if you have fun here, if you feel this has value and you want to see it continue, please consider contributing via one of the methods that I'm about to express on the stream. Okay? Fair enough? All right. Let's now talk about some of those methods. First of all, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/darksidefil. This is a monthly campaign where your contributions earn you personal perks as a way of me saying, hey, thanks for the contributions. All right? I'm not going to go into detail about it because everything is outlined there, right there publicly on the site. But please give it a look. And I want to say a special shout out, thank you to anyone who is a current patron and has been a long-standing supporter of mine. Thank you very much for that. And thanks to anyone who would even give the site a look and could consider starting to contribute via Patreon as well. I appreciate that. All right? I have a Teespring store where I primarily sell t-shirts, but there's other things there like sweatshirts and hoodies and mugs and stickers and the like. It's good quality stuff. I can personally attest to it because I own a bunch of it. And I've had it for a lot of this stuff for 3 years now, and it hasn't even worn out. Okay? It's good quality. So go give it a look. Anything you get off my Teespring store helps me out a little bit, and you get a cool collectible out of it. Okay? Now, if you're here live on the stream, chances are, all right, you probably will want to contribute in a way that'll get you some interaction with me and a shout out live, right? A way of saying thanks. So if you either cheer with bits, or you subscribe to my channel, or you tip me, any of those three things, I will give you a live thank you shout out on the stream. All right, but please understand that your message must be in line with the channel rules. And what that means is no insults, no trying to derail the stream with really ridiculous stuff that has nothing to do with what's going on the stream. You know, please don't try to get me to say stuff that'll get me in trouble with Twitch. You know, in general, it's common sense. Some people don't have common sense, but in general, most people do. And the streams end up being pretty fun and interactive. It's a major part of those streams, okay? So, at the top of your screens, you may notice a stream stats leaderboard. This is something that I update periodically. Excuse me. With things such as the top tipper of the stream and top cheerer of the stream. It's another way for you to get extra recognition. But in addition to that, there's also a Twitch leaderboard that is auto-integrated into Twitch, and that tracks things such as the top cheerers of the week and the top subscription gifters of the week. So, many opportunities for you to get noticed and basically for me to say thanks for all of your contributions. Now, all that being said, what is the best way to contribute? Well, very matter-of-factly, it's by tipping me. Because when you tip me, those are funds that I can use immediately for important things. And just in particular, coming up, you know, by the end of this month, I've got multiple tax payments I need to make. I've got a health insurance payment I need to make. I've got a game I need to buy. I've got other, you know, regular bills coming up as well, utilities, etc., grocery bill, you know, food cost of food for my day off. You know, there's so much coming up. And when you tip me, I use those funds immediately for those things, okay? So that's why tipping helps so much, you know, so much in comparison to everything else. Everything else is great, don't get me wrong. I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth. If you want to contribute via, say, you know, cheering or subbing or, you know, like I said, Teespring, those things are great. But those all have a lead time, a processing time before I see any positive benefit. While tipping, I get tips immediately and I can use it for something useful, okay? So that's why I always say, you know, tipping is the best way to contribute. Now, in addition to that, as you guys know, 36 straight streams where we have hit the tips goal, and I put on the vest, so that's the 36 vest streak that we're tracking at the top of the screen here. That is insanely positive and outstanding, and I thank you guys again for that. So obviously, if you're tipping, you're contributing towards keeping that insanely positive streak going. So, you know, if you are thinking of contributing today and you have the ability to tip, that's the way that I would go to keep that streak going, guys. All right? So thank you very much for that. All right, so how do you tip? Below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type exclamation point tip into the stream chat. That'll bring up my PayPal link. When you go to my PayPal tips page, you can either tip with a registered PayPal account if you have one. If not, you can just use a debit or credit card. But you may not see that optionally, blah, 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 like a tongue tie. You may not see that option readily available because you need to fully load the desktop version of the site in order to see that option, okay? So, if you're on mobile, you may have to, manually enable, load the desktop version, so that I can, be able to do that. So, FYI, that's how it works. All right, guys? Now, as a public service announcement, guys, is something that I like to say on every pre-stream because I'm looking out for you. All right? I want you guys to be protected. I want you guys to have a good time and not have to worry about being harassed online because you're watching a certain stream or because you're contributing to a stream or because you're interacting with a certain streamer. Sadly, there are people on the internet who really get some kind of sick pleasure out of knowing that they can anonymously harass and attack and just basically make people's lives miserable and they can get away with it. All right? People like you and me don't get that because we have positive things in our lives that we like to focus on, but there's other people who literally just get pleasure out of tearing down others. Being negative, being toxic, and basically hurting other people is their forte. All right? Not mine. I like to do positive content, and I would like to think that my viewers are kind of the like mind of me, but a lot of people are like that out there. All right? So that being said, the first thing I always recommend to my viewers, turn off your private or direct messages here on Twitch. Sadly, way too many people abuse these for harassment purposes or for scamming. They'll send you a link. You're like, what is this? You click on it. They stole your IP address. And now they're working, they're trying to get your info and stuff. It's pretty screwed up. It happens all the time on Twitch. People getting harassed constantly for no reason. In general, I recommend you can turn your direct messages so that only people on your friends list can send one. Or just turn them off completely. I've never used a direct message on Twitch for anything useful. Seriously, I just recommend turning them off. That way these people cannot try to come after you. All right? But in addition to that, you'd probably be shockingly surprised at how much personal information most of us have on the internet. Just between our social media accounts, we probably have things like our family members, our friends, where we hang out, our likes and dislikes, where we work, etc. All listed there publicly for anyone to just grab and use in an abusive manner against us, right? So, that being said, what I always say is if you're going to contribute to a stream, do not use your real name and do not use a name that's tied to your social media account. Reason being, if you do that, people could use that as a target. Oh, look, this person contributed on a stream. Let me go after this guy now. You don't want that to happen. So in particular, if you're going to tip me today, you can tip me anonymously and no one will know it's you because it's just anonymous. Or you can make up a name completely. And if you do that and it has nothing to do with your real name or your social media accounts, there's no way that anyone could come after you for anything that you do on a stream. Okay? So, just be diligent, guys. Be careful. And, do what you can to protect yourselves. I'm looking out for you. I absolutely hate hearing stories of someone got harassed online, because they decided to be supportive of myself or another streamer. That's ridiculous, and that's why I always do this PSA to try to help you guys out. All right, guys, now let's talk about the rules of the stream. So first of all, I am here live on twitch.tv, which means I need to abide by all the rules and regulations that twitch.tv has set out for me. All right, I can't just say and do whatever I want. I got to abide by the rules. I hope you guys understand that. But in addition, I have my own set of rules that I like to maintain a chill vibe on my streams. Allow me to explain what that means. The whole methodology that I have about live streaming is that when I stream, I want you guys to be able to come and hang out with me and have a good time, maybe see my honest reactions to whatever game I'm playing, interact with me a little bit, interact with other stream chatters. But in general, I want you to be able to unplug from the stresses of your real life and just come here and be able to relax. And ladies and gents, with all the stuff going on in the real world right now, all the real life stresses that are happening because of this pandemic, we all need a place to come unplug and relax, right? And that's what I'm trying to do with my streams for you guys. I'm trying to make this the place where we can just have a good time and not have to worry about all that shit in the outside world for a few hours, all right? So that being said, I've set up a certain rules and guidelines that I feel can help maintain that and keep the negativity and the toxicity out of the streams. The first rule is that in the 11 years that I've been a content creator, I've never really found any productive discussion of politics or religion on a gameplay session or stream to be fruitful. It basically just makes people argue with each other and really get each other's throats when otherwise we're supposed to be enjoying a game. So, in general, we don't talk about politics or religion on my streams at all, okay? But if we're playing a game that has political or religious topics as part of said game, that's a very different story, and absolutely then it would be allowed as a topic of discussion if that were the case. But in general, politics and religion just seem to derail streams, so we don't bring them up, all right? Now, in addition to that, I've expanded this regulation, or I should say this rule. It's not really a regulation, it's a rule, to basically talk about what's going on worldwide with this pandemic, all right? We all know what's going on with COVID-19. We're all scared. We're all affected, all right? I'm certainly not going to ban discussion of the topic. That would be pretty ridiculous of me. But at the same time, please understand, there are people coming to this stream directly for the purpose of escaping the stress of what's going on in the real world right now. And so because of that, please understand that we don't want the entire discussion of the stream to become about, COVID. It's terrible. We don't want, we're trying to be positive here and distract people from that stuff. So please don't bring it up excessively. The mods are here to take a look and to make sure that basically no one tries to derail the stream with that kind of stuff. Fair enough? Okay. In addition to that, guys, there's a lot of toxic people on the internet. I've already mentioned people who literally only seek to hurt. They're not here to do anything productive. They're not here to be constructive or positive. They're here only to hurt others at their expense there to get ahead for themselves. Sadly, there are a lot of these people on the internet who have latched onto me over the years, being a longtime content creator. On a daily basis, they slander me or defame me and my family and things that are associated with me. They make up wild conspiracy theories with conjecture and half-truths, and basically they try to make me look like shit every day on the internet. The thing is, I found that addressing this stuff really doesn't matter, because every time I ever have tried to address it, all they do is they move the goalpost, meaning you answer one thing, no, that's not what it is, this is really what it is. Oh, okay, what about this? So they're never satisfied, okay? Because they literally thrive on drama. They thrive on toxicity and negativity, so they're always going to create more. And no matter what I do, it's never good enough for them, okay? So because of that, it's a strict rule not to bring it up on the streams. It's not productive to bring up that kind of negative crap on the streams at all. Number one, it derails the positivity of the stream that we're having because we're trying to have a good time, and now all of a sudden you're talking about something toxic and insulting and negative. Number two, you're bringing undue attention to those people who don't deserve it, and quite frankly, definitely don't want to talk about it on my stream and derail what we're doing, right? So, please understand, it is strictly against the rules to bring up all that kind of crap, and please know that I'm not going to talk about it, and if you bring it up, you're going to be moderated appropriately, because you're basically throwing off the whole vibe of the stream, all right? Fair enough? Okay, thank you. Moving on to the third and final segment of my pre-stream. It's time for the shout-outs. This is when I say thank you to those of you who've been contributing, and we have some fun discussion before we actually get started with today's gameplay. All right? All right, so let's go ahead and let's do it. Oops, I misclicked. Let's do... Oh, God. This touchpad is something else. Anyway, thank you to everyone who's contributed so far. Let's get started with shout-outs. We start with Honest Fan, who resubscribed for 6 months. And he says, Phil, it has been a great 6 months. In that time, you've completed 4 games. Keep up the good work. Really, only 4 games in 6 months. I find that quite, to be a quite unreal fact. Obviously, he's joking. You guys know I usually end up going through a ton of games in a short period of time. Hell, I'm just looking at my dashboard here. And we've gotten through 2 Mega Man Zero games, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Story Mode, Doom Eternal, Resident Evil 3, all within the last few weeks. So thank you very much, Honest Fan, for the resub, and ha ha ha. Big joke. Okay. Okay. What the heck? This, oh my god. I got a cheer that I can't even make heads or tails of the comment. I gotta read this because I'm so confused. So this is from German Andy Cat, who did a 100-bit cheer. Now just listen to this. Hey DSP, it would be great if the makers of Danganronpa or a fan of the series made an addition to the cast consisting of internet personalities like yourself. Instead of school kids, it's entertaining if you end up as a culprit in the game, because you'll go mad without WWE and cherry juice. In the comic book section of the trial, the gray figure culprit would have a goatee. So, apparently if I don't watch WWE and I don't drink cherry juice, I would go mad, and that would be part of the plot, and I would be the culprit. And you would see a goatee on the silhouette in the comic book faded scene when you're trying to solve the mystery. Oh my god. Anyway, what on earth? Let's go ahead and get him up on the leaderboard. That's some weird stuff right there. Sometimes I gotta shake my head and say, I don't know how you come up with this stuff, but hey, thank you for the cheer. Thanks for the support. All right. Big D's also did a 100-bit cheer and says, if you weren't a full-time streamer, you think you would be a country singer? Yes, absolutely. In fact, I have seen the alternate timeline. I was able to actually time shift into another dimension, and there was a key choice in my past that diverted myself. You know, it was either going to be full-time content creator, streamer, or country singer. It was actually that moment when I bought the cowboy hat. That was the divisive moment. In one alternate timeline, I come home, I immediately start singing country music, and I learn how to play guitar, and the rest is history. That's right. How did you know? Oh my god, Silent Weapons hit it on the head. My name is Philly Ray Cyrus. You got it. Anyway, thanks for the cheer. Honest Fan cheered. He said, any chance you'll be doing the Saiyan Side Saga DLC for Kakarot? Looks good, but for $25, it better be long enough. And he plans on a fundraiser to pay off the Animal Crossing loans. First of all, I am interested in the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot DLC that goes through Dragon Ball Super, if that's the one you're talking about. Yes, because I definitely want to see the plot of Dragon Ball Super. Now, what is the Saiyan Side Saga? I have no idea. I'm not in the know about what's going on with this stuff. So if you can elaborate on that and explain to me what is the Saiyan Side Saga you're referencing, then I could probably give you a better answer. It certainly does not sound like Dragon Ball Super. You know, the reason I want to play the Dragon Ball Super DLC is because I've never watched Dragon Ball Super. So I don't know the plots or nothing. It would be pretty cool to explore that. But what is the Saiyan Side Saga? I have no idea. All right. So anyway, give me more info and I'll answer better. I can't really answer that right now because I really don't understand what DLC you're referencing. Honest Fan cheered again, and he says, you should get different colored vests. Every day we hit the vest goal, top tipper gets to pick the color. It can be choose your fighter kind of thing. Well, I would probably see what they got out there. Obviously, what I want to do is get lighter vests, because right now the vest I'm wearing is supposed to be for like the fall or even winter. It's a puffy, heated vest, and I don't want to, I'm going to be wearing that now during the spring and summer, which is probably not good. I'd like to see if there's lighter vests out there that I could find. And obviously different colors, like blue or red or, you know what I mean, green, something completely different. Black. Then again, black probably not, because black you probably wouldn't even be able to see on the stream if I'm wearing it over a shirt, right? But, no, what I'd like to do is see what's available and maybe get a few for variety. If this vest thing is going to continue, I mean, obviously I want to actually put some effort into it. It's crazy that it's continuing. I mean, I can't believe the vest streak is continuing. So just so you guys know, I am thinking about it, about, you know, doing different stuff with it. The problem is we're all stuck at home. I can't go and look out and see what they got out there. And I don't want to just buy something off the internet that ends up being a dud, you see. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, within the next month, the freaking restrictions will be lifted, we'll actually be able to go out and shop again. And I'll take a look around and see what we got. Okay? Excuse me. And no, not a leather vest. No, I'm not going to be wearing a cut like I'm a biker. That's not going to happen. Okay. But anyway, continuing on here. Snow Carl cheered. He said, speaking of the Vest Fest, do you think the fact that the streak visualizes that you've made so much in a short time could be detrimental to bigger, further donations? Do you think people will think that you're rich and not help anymore? No, I don't think so. First of all, like I said, this is just an overwhelming positivity in a short period of time has helped tremendously. Okay? People know what I'm going through right now. Financially, it's very public. And right now, you know, I'm, no lie, I'm 2 years behind on federal taxes, you know, that are going into a payment plan that I need to pay and catch up on. I need to pay my current taxes, right? Plus, I need to afford everything else going on behind the scenes, which has not been cheap, let me tell you. It's funny, when you have no money, everyone seems to want money. And, you know, listen, I'm not going to lie. Yes, your contributions the last few weeks have been amazing and positive, and they're helping me tremendously. All right, and thank you again, everyone who's contributed to make this vest goal happen so much. But, you know, this is not some situation where, you know, short term, I made some good earnings, and it just erases everything. That's not reality of life, and I think people know that. I think people understand that if you want to see my content continue, you know, it's about long-term support, you know. And I've said this many times, too. It's not about, oh, one person comes in, and all of a sudden, it's a ginormous support bomb. It's about everyone, you know, pitching in a little bit. That's how we've hit these Vest Tips goals for the past 3 weeks. Because we got a bunch of people who all come in and give a little, and it adds up, and we hit the goal, and it's so tremendously positive every time that we do, right? So no, Snow Carl, I don't think that long-term people think, oh, Phil had a few good weeks. That means that he's good for life. No, I don't think that anyone's that ignorant that they're going to think that. And anyone who's a long-term supporter and follower who really likes my stuff, you know, they'll come, and they want to contribute, they will. Again, there's no obligation to do so, but I'm in no dire fear that now there'll be no support out of nowhere. That's crazy. It's not going to happen, you know. Okay. Kurosawa Kid did 100-bit cheers. Said best vest in the West. Thank you, Kurosawa Kid. And then Kurosawa Kid actually became the first tipper of the day. So thank you very much for that. $5 tip. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here. And get that added here. Thank you for that. And thank you for getting the tips started today. I appreciate that. Okay. There we go. Movie Lord 101 cheered and said, any plans on playing Predator Hunting Grounds? I did the PS4 beta. It was awesome. I don't know when it comes out, nor do I know the cost. Okay? From what I understand, the people who told me about it when they played that beta said it wasn't good. They said actually it wasn't very good at all. It was kind of meh. If the game is cheap, like let's say the game's $20 or $30, obviously that would much more incline me to check it out. Because that means even if it's a thing that I only play a few times and it doesn't turn out to be a good long-term investment, at least it didn't break the bank. You know what I mean? If this is a full $60 game that's multiplayer only, and it ends up kind of sucking after 1 or 2 sessions, that sucks. It kind of would remind me of like Friday the 13th, where, you know, I got maybe 2 good gameplay sessions out of it, and I tried to play a little bit more, and it just kind of didn't work anymore. It was just kind of boring, and so it was kind of a waste, you know. So I would say, again, if it's not super expensive, then I would definitely consider it. I don't know when it comes out, though, so I would need more information on that. Retro Jim Cheers, what are your hopes for Banjo Tooie? Improvements from Banjo 1. Hopefully a good variety of worlds, maybe some interesting bosses, new gameplay elements, and just in general a good time. Let me put it this way. I played Banjo-Kazooie 1, and even though absolutely the game had some tedious and annoying parts, overall I really enjoyed it. I was like, man, I'm glad I played it because I never played Banjo before. Now I know why people reference this series as a really good one, okay? Then I played Donkey Kong 64. And I was like, I can't imagine or fathom why people like this game. It's just so frustrating. It's one of the most frustrating games I've ever played. And I was like, the whole time, I was like, the game is a knockoff of Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. I would much rather be playing Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie than Donkey Kong 64. All right? So to me, all right, I almost feel like when I play Banjo-Tooie, okay, it's going to actually feel like a breath of fresh air for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be like, wow, this is a way better game that I wish I had been playing the entire time I was suffering with Donkey Kong 64. That's kind of how I think I'm going to feel about it. So, we'll find out. I'm going to be playing it, soon. I'll be playing it as early as this Friday, depending on if you guys want that or Trials of Mana, okay? So, let's see what happens. All right? All right, continuing on. PW Dubs Charity says, do you still have the wax vac that you used for DSP Tries It? I honestly have no idea. I really have no clue. I might. But if I have it, I have no idea where it is. But I might have just thrown it out, too. I mean, that thing was a piece of garbage. It didn't work. That thing was such a joke. Yes, a mini vacuum that's going to suck wax out of your ear. What are you, fucking stupid? So anyway, I have no clue. Snow Carl Cheers says, why is the term content creator so commonly used? Isn't it kind of weird? It'd be like calling a band an art creator. Why do you just say YouTuber or streamer? Well, in my case, because I'm not a YouTuber or a streamer, I'm both, right? I do live streams that are also content for YouTube for on-demand consumption. So if you just call me a streamer, it's not really true. If you call me a YouTuber, it's not really true. Content creator covers both aspects of that, okay? If there's someone who exclusively makes content for YouTube, then I wouldn't see the problem with calling them a YouTuber. But if you say internet content creator versus YouTuber, I actually think someone who's not into YouTube would understand that better. Like, okay, you're someone who makes some kind of content on the internet. Gotcha. Versus YouTuber, what does that mean? Do you watch videos on YouTube? Do you make videos on YouTube? What does that mean? You make a certain kind of thing? Like, it's kind of like saying you're an avid gamer or... Oh, no, actually, let me take that back. How do you say... what's the word I'm looking for? Like, back in the day, everyone used to call it Nintendo. Oh, you're playing those Nintendo games. And everyone said games were Nintendo games. Even though you might have been playing the Genesis. You might have been playing Sony PlayStation. Everyone called it Nintendo games. For a good 15 years, that was like the pop culture thing. Oh, Nintendo games, right? But then people started breaking out of that habit, right? So just because you make content for the internet doesn't mean you're always going to make content for the internet on YouTube. So maybe it makes more sense to call internet content creator, much like just because you were playing a video game, just because Nintendo is the biggest thing in games for a while, doesn't mean that you should call everything a Nintendo game. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think internet content creator is just something that covers a wider range and honestly does more accurately describe what someone like I does. But again, if there's someone who only is doing stuff on YouTube, then I guess YouTuber would be fine. Or if there's someone who only does streaming on Twitch, then saying a twitch.tv streamer, that would be a more accurate description. But that's not me, okay? Now, Pray for Rock just said something interesting. He said, influencer is the new term. Yeah, this is another new one where it's not even about the content you make. It's about the people you influence. Now, I find this ludicrous. So you're telling me it doesn't matter what the hell you're doing. You don't even have to put out quality stuff at all. As long as you just influence an audience to make a purchasing decision, that's what your job title is now. Okay? I hate to say that, but it's true. And it's not just about, streamers or YouTubers, but people on social media like Instagram and Facebook are known for just basically taking fucking pictures of themselves and then endorsing products, and they make insane amounts of money doing this. And those are really where the whole term influencer originally came from. And what's happened now is that game companies, accessory manufacturers have realized, oh shit, this is actually big business and it works. So we got to start doing that now with streamers and YouTubers. And that's why you see people getting games 2 weeks ahead of time, doing exclusive sponsored streams where they get to play the whole fucking game before anybody else. And or getting exclusive access to products and advertising them on their streams and their content because they're considered influencers. All right? I do not consider myself an influencer, nor is that the focus of my content, nor it never will be. I'm here to be a gamer, first and foremost. If opportunity arises where something pops up that I can maybe try it out and review it, and if I like it, that's different. But I would never become one of these influencers where all I do is talk about, oh, you should do this, you should try this, you should spend on this, you should do this, buy this. I'm not going to do that. I'm here to have fun with games and hang out with you guys and have a social experience that's positive every day. That's what I'm here for. That's my whole point of being on the internet. I hope you guys know that I would never do that to you, all right? So you're not going to hear me shilling a million products or doing all this stuff. So, yeah, influencer. Anyway, let's continue. German handicap, I don't even know what you're saying, but thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I'm not even going to read it. It's confusing. PW Dubs cheer says, are you happy you never moved to Mixer when everyone was saying Mixer will kill Twitch? Why would I have moved to Mixer? That was only like 6 months ago, by the way. It wasn't a long time ago. That was, what, the fall? And the only reason that people were saying that is because Ninja moved over there. All right? And I'm just kind of like, why would you have moved to Mixer? So it's, first of all, it's a streaming service with a way less installed viewer base. It's way lesser known than Twitch. You know, and when people tell me, here's the benefits of streaming on Mixer, I'm kind of like, all right. Because people say, you know, the quality maybe of the video is a little bit better. There was something else. There was like two like primary advantages people told me about Mixer. That they're like, you know, heading over there. And I was like, well, I'm not really impressed. It seems to me the only people to benefit from moving to Mixer are people who are getting paid big bank to go to Mixer. Like, someone like me who's established, who has a viewer base, and enjoys all the features of Twitch, you know, why would I move to Mixer? It doesn't make any sense. There's no benefit to that. I you know, have no issue with streaming on Twitch and abiding by their rules. You know, I don't have that, because that was what Ninja tried to say, which was a bunch of fucking happy horseshit, and everyone knew it. Oh, you know, Twitch is too restrictive, man. And you're like, you're so full of shit. You took a giant paycheck, dude. No one believes you when you say you're moving over there because Twitch is too restrictive. You were perfectly fine streaming on Twitch for years and making millions of dollars, and it's not until you get another millions of dollar paycheck to move somewhere that you complain about Twitch. So shut the fuck up. Okay? It's ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, I mean, am I glad I didn't move to Mixer? I mean, I guess, but what would have been the point of me moving to Mixer? I wasn't getting paid for it like a big streamer, and I certainly wasn't going to benefit. My viewing audience is used to seeing me on Twitch. That would have been the most boneheaded move I could have possibly fucking made, right? Okay, so Anonymous Gamer subscribed for 11 months and called me gorgeous. Well, thanks, I guess. He says, Miss you, I've been keeping up with you on YouTube. I've been addicted to Dead by Daylight. Will you ever play it again? I'll literally buy you good stuff, and I'm god at the game. Not to toot my own horn. I mean, Dead by Daylight was fun when I played it, and in reality, I actually liked it, I think, more than my viewing audience, because I was actually doing really well with the survivors, and was enjoying myself, and people were, like, complaining because I was playing it so much for a bit there. So, yeah, I would say, no. Probably never. Unless there's a real reason to do it. Maybe at some point I do a horror marathon, or, you know, people vote for it on a special event, but I'm probably never going to just go back to it to play it. But it's good to see us, Anonymous Gamer. Welcome back. Retro Jim Cheer said, do you think Mixer would open you up to a different of an audience? What different audience does Mixer have? They don't have a different audience. Like I said, it's not like, oh, on Mixer, all these things are so different from Twitch and better, so a different audience goes over there. It's not. It's the same. It's the same friggin' audience. It is. It's the same audience. So I don't understand when everyone's saying that there's no benefit, right? Okay. PW Dove says, what do you think about Ninja giving each of his mods $1,000? That's amazing. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that the guy is making such a lucrative living that he was able to pay his mods. I'm sure his mods, oh my God, can you imagine trying to moderate an insanely humongous popular channel like that? It must be like, seriously, it must be like a super stress-filled experience. So, that's nice of him. And Still Carl literally said the same thing. So yeah, I think it's a great thing that he did that. Yes, if you make a ridiculous amount of money and you're able to pay your moderators to do it, great. By all means do. Very few streamers are able to do that. Certainly I could not. I would like someone asked me a week ago or 2 weeks ago if you could meet with like your mod team and you could take them out to dinner. Would you do that? And the answer is yes. I would love to do that. I would love to meet them all in person, have some fun conversations, share a meal, and stories about our life experiences and stuff. It would be a really cool thing to do. But as I said, my mod team is diverse. They're all over the world. They're not sitting here, a block away from me where we could do that. It's not very viable. It's not really going to ever happen, But yeah, that would be pretty cool if I could do that, but it's sadly not viable. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, some final shout-outs here. First of all, thank you to the following people who are the top cheers of the week. We've got Ninstar Rune, who's in 10th place. Snow Carl is in 9th. Tinnick Bend is in 8th. Big D's, 7th place. White Ranger Zeo is 6th place. Shadow the Hedgehog's in 5th. Pepsi Sniffer is in 4th. Ryan is in 3rd place. Dino Sword in 2nd place. And last night, with a ridiculously insane amount of high-level cheers on my Street Fighter stream, Nihilistic Goldfish in 1st place this week. Thank you guys for your cheering support. Also, thank you to the following people who all gifted subscriptions to the channel this week. We've got Alfred Aponte, Chicken Parm is the Bomb, Wet Cold Steel, D-Train 12, and Zubat Lel, who all gifted a single sub. And then we got Big Papa Phil and Elon Jusk, who each gifted 2 subs. Then we got Beast Bod, who gifted 4 subs, and Star Saint Mark, who actually gifted a whopping 10 subs this week. Amazing. Okay? All right. So, guys, final reminder. If you want to help me out the most today, please tip me. All right? The tips goal is, right there at the top of the screen. And we're at 36 straight streams of hitting it. Although I have absolutely no idea how long this will continue or if it will continue even on this very stream. I don't control that. I'm incredibly grateful for everything you guys have done for me recently. So thank you for that. All right? I'm going to go on a quick break to use the restroom. And then when I come back, it's Nioh 2. Like I said, we're actually starting off today with a boss fight. And I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know who the boss is. So we'll see. All right. Thank you, everyone. When I come back, I'll update the leaderboard quickly with subs and stuff, and then we'll get started. So thanks, and see you in just a couple minutes.